Hello, beautiful Pisces. Welcome back to Intuitive Energies and a very special day. It's very intense today in the energies that are floating around, and I ask you to listen with an open heart. Listen with an open heart today, okay, Pisces? A lot came through today. Of course, it's the 1111 portal, which means that the gateway's open for light codes that support the growth of our soul are open now, and they become very accessible. If you see the number 1111 today, would be even more special for you. Okay. At where I am, I've already missed it the first time, but that's okay. I'm getting enough downloads here. We're also today the Day of Remembrance and Veterans Day in the U.S. And this signifies the end of, I think it was the Second World War, which I was not thankfully a part of. I'm not going to talk too much about that, only to say that wars in themselves, especially at the time, they really represented a shift in the world, such as we are going through right now. It really put things off kilter. Men were going off to fight the war, and women became active in the workforce, and the dynamic started to change. A lot of things change with war. A lot of things change with sickness or illness. So they're definitely, this is coming in, and this card coming through with this deck, the Death card, the card of transformation itself, coming in today of all days is kind of appropriate. Okay, so transformation is about endings of one thing, beginnings of others. It's very profound when it comes in. It severs ties. It represents loss, but also renewal and a rebirth. Okay, it represents a regeneration of things, a phoenix rising out of the ashes. Okay, because with loss comes opportunities. There's always a light and a dark to everything. Okay, such as men going off to fight between each other. The loss of life was regrettable, because one was on one side, one on the other, and whichever side you were on the right side or the wrong side. Okay, so you have to look at it that way. But also, people willing to protect other people really showed a unity that maybe had not been there before. Like, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Suddenly, people were going, I'm going to go and protect you. Even though, it got skewed in the way it's done, there's always something in there to look at. There's a lot of wisdom in these huge life changes that we keep going through, Pisces. And I know some of you will probably have stuff to say about it, but regardless, okay, whether you think it's right or wrong, there's a lot of stuff that comes in with it. A lot of stuff. A lot of life-changing stuff. So I am seeing, I don't know, some of you were probably seeing already cracks. I'm starting to see the cracks in my own life. I'm getting notifications of certain systems breaking down in my own life. In other words, I'll give you an example. I've been doing a lot of tests for doctors and stuff, but I've been doing stuff through a portal on the medical line, and they've now told me we have a shortage. People are not here. They're not able to do it. So now what would take in a couple of days is going to take a week. These are the cracks that are going to start showing up, Pisces, okay? People who refuse to work for not enough pay, to be put under pressure day in, day out. They're not going to want to do that for what they're getting paid. It's too much of a sacrifice to get so little, to do so much and burn yourself out. And I can't blame the people for wanting more, and they deserve more. Okay, we live in a very unbalanced society. The prices we pay are not the salaries that we get, and it has been that way for a long time. That balance needs to be restored for people to be able to do their job. And we have more than enough people. We just have to pay them enough and give them enough time to have a life of their own at the same time. Okay? All right. So that's my personal opinion. And the balance needs to be restored. Though we need to live our lives. We can't be just slaves to work anymore. Okay? Alright, so the cracks are showing. Some of you are going to tell me, I'm sure in the comments section, that you've been seeing the cracks. And yes, Spirit says, yes, you most definitely have. But it's for some of you who may think, oh, the world's going to get back to normal. Hold on, because it's not quite. It's, you know that saying, it gets worse before it gets better. So I've decided to use this deck again because I mentioned yesterday that sometimes I have a hard time connecting, and I love challenges. So I'm going to try and read this more intuitively. I usually go, the way I read is I know the card meaning, and then I use the meaning, and then I go into the picture to read intuitively. This deck is different. I have to read it intuitively first, and then apply the meaning. So it's just a little bit of a perspective change, but it's one that I'm looking forward to. So this one isn't very hard to do, though, because this is the Wheel of Fortune. All the major arcanas here are by their original names, so that's not a problem. This is cycle and shift. This is changing, moving forward. And Spirit is saying that regardless of what it looks like right now out there, these cycles are really wanted and needed, okay? And they're moving us in a very positive way. Even if you see the cracks and things are starting to, the foundations are shaking and there's a lot of rumbling and things are falling off, it's a well-needed change in what was, okay? What's going to be rebuilt in this place is going to be fantastic. All the elements are going to come into play here to show the world where there was imbalance and where that needs to be fixed or taken care of or rebalanced in some way. So it's excellent for a lot of things. A lot of things are going to just like, okay, this is not the status quo anymore. This doesn't, the way it was can't apply. And you're going to be witness to that too, Pisces, okay? Important to you, though, is your own transformation. You've already started this, though, Pisces. They're telling me that your life is fantastic, okay? You've been doing such great hard work on yourself, and there's no problem there. It's just that it's going to get interesting for you to watch, for you to witness the witness, yeah. Important to you, though, is the Two of Cups, and it's written love here, okay? And important to you is love, but also perspective, like I was talking. To see that everything happens for a reason, that foundations crumble for a reason, and see the real perspective or all the different facets of every thing that is happening, okay? Instead of just seeing the inconvenience of me not being able to call or set up appointments through a portal to my doctor's office and saying, well, geez, now it's going to take 7 days. I'm thinking to myself, the people who get paid less to do this work have definitely put in like a line in the sand saying, you're not paying us enough to put this much pressure to keep all your scheduling and well, you know, you get paid the big dollars to be the professional, okay, that's what I'm going to call the medical profession, the professionals. I've refused to call them healers now. Professional, while we get paid, and we are not going to do this anymore, so you're going to be short-staffed. So I see it more like something that will get fixed because there's going to be a need and an outcry for it at one point. instead of just an inconvenience. So they want you to see how this is going to bring things back into love and harmony. Make sure that you are looking at the world in these kind of lenses, okay, because there's transformations happening. This is the major card right here, the card of transformation, the card letting you know that things are about to change, but it's to build a better relationship, a more harmonious one, right? And through all of this, it's going to be the power to adapt. Adaptation, okay? We're going to have to adapt to the new normal, I guess. And I hate that word too, by the way. I don't like saying that, the new normal. I don't like normal. I don't think that word should even exist. I think whatever we live in, world changes all the time. So what is normal, right? So this is about, there's going to be some anxiety. The Five of Pentacles, if I use what the card is, usually it's about anxiety, it's about isolation, it's about insecurity, it's even about financial loss. If we have people who are not working anymore, it might get a little hard, but for them to bring back balance, that's how it's going to have to happen, okay? So this is how the world is going to ask for balance and support. And they're going to ask the world to adapt to a world that's better. Okay? So instead of working, 11 hours a day for not enough pay and never having time to even think of a personal life or even commit to the time that you want to a personal life, people may work 4 hours for a lot more money and have more time for lives, okay? And people are going to have to adapt to that, okay? That's what needs to be in here. Okay, it's been too imbalanced. Look at that. Look at that despair card, that 9. The 9 of Swords. Look how dark that is. Yeah. It'll be like the night of darkness and shadows for a while. But it's maybe a little bit of anxiety and fear. Again, with the anxiousness that's coming in. Okay, there'll be unease, causing unrest. Okay. What we need to do, though, is not to let negative thoughts take hold. Remember that transformation is good. Out of this, the light will rise. You can see it in the background of this card. Okay? So let the portal guide you. Try to, as I said before, try to prepare yourself as much as you can for what's coming. If that means putting a few extra cans of beans in your pantry. Make sure you have, fresh water always available. And I'm not predicting anything bad happening. I'm just saying, whatever puts your heart to rest, at ease, would be really good, because you're going to have a very special spot. They're showing me somebody sitting as a spectator to a baseball game. So it feels like we're, as Pisces, because we have this perspective, we don't only have the advantage of being able to see the different perspectives, we're also a little bit aware of what's coming. So we get to react maybe less surprised. And I'm grateful for that, to tell you the truth. I feel like I'd rather be somebody who's looking on, seeing how I can fit and suit myself to the situations that will be coming in, rather than just sitting there panicking, okay? Like I said, you are destined for greatness. And there you go. You have the card of well-being. Okay, it's saying well-being. So important to you, Pisces, is knowing that your well-being is the most important part right now. And now we're getting into what is important to you, Pisces, okay? You have to remember that you're prosperous and that you're beautiful and colorful. Look at what the beautiful colors here. You are a bright light in a world of change, okay? You know how to give and take in a situation, especially the Six of Pentacles, okay? It's all about the well-being of others and yourself. You're going to be a master balancer here. Okay? Balancing act, adaptation. Look at that. You're just going to be like, everything's okay. Everything's okay. Putting things back in perspective. Okay? I feel they're saying that at one point you're going to be telling people to write down what can't be taken away from them, such as we did here. Okay? They can take away your house, they can take away everything, but what are the things that they cannot take away from you? If everything is taken away, are you going to suddenly sit there and just die? No, of course not. You have something inside of you that will help you survive. You will move forward and do what needs to be done. And that sense of preservation, that sense of survival, that beautiful thing that you have within you that comes with when you're on this journey, it's with you from the moment you're born till the moment you no longer are here. Okay? So it doesn't really matter what happens to you and how much anxiety you put in your head as in despair. Oh, I'll never get over this. You will. Many people have. Many people have rebuilt their lives over and over again. Okay? So just remember that. Hold on to that sense of well-being and those things that people cannot take away from you, and make sure that other people know that as well. Okay? I'm not announcing doom and gloom, Pisces. I would never do that. I'm just saying that for some people, it's going to be that way. Right. So they are telling me that excessiveness, prudence right now, and has been coming in, is something that should be taken. You're working hard. This is a card of hard work. And I always say that this card gives me problems. And I think that's why they keep wanting me to use this deck, because they really want me to focus on this card. They know I don't like the keyword on this one, but it keeps coming up for a reason, Pisces. Okay? The abundance and everything that you're working for yourself, they want you to... Prudence is about just being careful, okay? It's not going overboard. It's those extra cans of beans that I was talking about. If you have a few extra dollars, do that. And I'm talking in general terms. You guys don't need to go and buy beans. I'm talking about just whatever you feel that you can, whatever your intuition is telling you to do. You know, maybe that would be a good idea to buy, an extra couple of those favorite t-shirts that I like to last me maybe over a year or 2 years, because things might slow down, okay? And they may be harder to find. If it's nothing you really need, I wouldn't worry about it. But, just mind your P's and Q's. Make sure that you put some stuff aside. This is the card of money. Put a little bit of something aside. Doesn't have to be millions, okay? Just take care of yourself. Make sure that you're in a good spot, okay? Or place yourself in a good spot. Okay, you can be living, they're showing me you're living with other people. When you're living with other people, you can share costs. That's a good idea too. Just make sure that their energies are good. Okay? Right. Make sure that you're nurturing yourself in all of these changes within yourself and others. This is absolutely the beautiful Queen of Pentacles. Again, we got a lot of pentacles here. So I'm feeling like financially and the situation and also growth and coming around to new things that are going to be coming in the future, especially in the next year. Things are going to be moving for you, okay? I don't see drought for you, Pisces. What I'm telling you is that the world may slow down a bit. So it's not really you that's going into drought. It's how things are going to be available to you in the next year or so. I just feel that the world's going to go a little bit topsy-turvy in the way that we thought there was going to be a huge slowdown with the pandemic, and I think that it's going to be more coming up now, okay? Because they're asking the world to go back out to work, and the people have just realized that they've been working for nothing. They've been really giving too much of their time for not enough money. They've had time to stop and realize the cycle that they were caught in. Okay? So now what they showed me this morning is that the wheel got rusted because it stopped. Okay, there's a wheel and it got rusted. And now they're trying to knock off the rust and make the wheels start going again. But some of these wheels completely disintegrated. Okay? Some of them did not, and they're starting to roll, and they're getting greased, and they're starting to roll again. But some of them, they either broke permanently or broke for quite a while. So it's going to be a little creaky for a while, Pisces. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the world much, but with the 1111 portal, they really wanted me to emphasize, just to remind you that you're still within yourself. You're doing fantastically well. Your well-being is good. Your cycles are changing. Love is coming in. But you have to just be aware of the situation around you, okay? They want you to have a perspective of it, but they don't want you to be caught up in this despair cycle. So we're going to get more into it tonight. I hope that you can come and see. I'm trying not to let any of the negativity kind of creep in here. We're going to be talking about you and your energies tonight, okay? How you're going to navigate this like a pro. And yeah, so I'd come back if I were you and see that. I'm going to look underneath the card here. Ooh. We have 4 of Wands, completion. So there you go. This is going to be the completion of a stage, okay? So you're going to be able to look forward in what you want to do. The 4 is always about looking back, and then looking back at where you've gotten and looking forward to where you want to go. So that's what we're going to do with the reading this evening, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you so very much. I'm sending you lots of love and light on this beautiful 11/11 portal day. And I will see you later to complete this reading.